Listen, the way that I'm going to recommend getting into Marvel is going to be super unconventional and super not the way the nerds recommend. And there will be people coming for my blood for this recommendation. I don't care. This is from my personal experience of getting into the MCU post-Endgame. So most people would say if you want to get into the MCU specifically, to watch the movies in either chronological or release order. Don't watch it in chronological order. You will get spoiled. I've saw some people in the comments saying you won't get spoiled if you watch it in chronological order. Do you not know what happens in the end credit scene in Black Widow? Black Widow takes place before Endgame, but it has major Endgame spoilers in the end credit scene. Don't watch Black Widow unless you want Endgame spoilers. But anyway, Marvel and MCU, different story though. But anyway, I say if you want to get into Marvel, just start by looking into a character that you're already really interested in. And if you, like, literally know nothing and have no clue what character might be your favorite or what character, like, you're drawn to in Marvel, then I would say a good place to start is just start by watching the first, like, 5 MCU movies. So that being, the first 2 Iron Man movies, Captain America the First Avenger, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk. Because those movies introduce you to, like, the OG Avengers. And listen, I don't think they're the best version of the Avengers out there. I think there's a lot of things they could have done better in those movies. But, I think it's the easiest way to kind of get introduced to those characters. And then after that, I would say also, if you like those movies, then watch the Avengers movie. And from there, if there's a specific character you really liked and you want to see more of, I would say look into that character and, maybe watch the other movies they're in, and then you can watch other TV shows or read comics that they're in. If you liked all of them, then, there is, again, the release order of the MCU movies. And, going off of release order is pretty okay up until, like, maybe Captain America Civil War, because after that, the universe really branches out quite a bit, and it's cool. And I think it was probably really cool for people who were watching them as they were coming out, but, getting into that post-Endgame is just so overwhelming. And for me, when, all the hype was around Endgame, it was like, well, I just want to watch Endgame because that's what everyone's freaking out about. So I didn't really want to watch, like, how many movies was it? It was, like, it was a lot. And let me tell you, again, as someone who got into the MCU late and knows a lot of people who kind of got into the MCU around the time I did, or even later in some cases, most people, if they just go off of, like, watch the content with the characters they like, they find that they want to learn more about the overall story and will go back and watch the other movies. They may not have necessarily done it in the right order, but they still did it. And I think that it's more enjoyable to just do it when you watch the movies when you feel like watching them than trying to do it in a specific way because people are telling you to do it. Because let me tell you, in, like, 2018, I did not like the Captain America movie at all. Like, I got halfway through it and I didn't continue. I was like, fuck this, I hate this. I have rewatched the first Avenger, like, 5 times in the last, like, couple weeks. Let me tell you, in my time, I first got into Marvel with Spider-Man in 2018. Just kind of ignored everything else going on. One thing I would say, could not tell you a single fucking thing about Bucky Barnes up until maybe, like, 2021. Funnily enough, even though I didn't know much about Bucky in 2021, I did name my first car after him. And now, 2023, I have a fucking tattoo for him, so I just needed time. I needed to get into these movies on my own terms to enjoy it. And I think that's just the best way to approach it. And the internet has the release order and the chronological order ready. You can just search it up and it's not that hard to find. So yeah, bottom line, find a character you're interested in. If you don't have one yet, watch the first 5 or 6 of MCU movies. See if you can find one then, and then play it by ear. Because, some people, they can just sit and watch 30 plus movies on their own terms. I cannot. I have a really hard time watching movies, which is why it took me, I hadn't watched most of the MCU movies up until probably 2022. So, no matter what people say, being into a piece of media is supposed to be an enjoyable experience. So do it in a way that will make it enjoyable for you.